In the silence of the cosmos, there lies a pattern, a mysterious, intricate dance woven into the fabric of existence. What if I told you that the very nature of reality, from the geometry of atoms to the spiral of galaxies, holds a secret that has been whispered across time? A secret so powerful, it has the potential to unlock the deepest dimensions of our consciousness. This is the hidden truth about sacred geometry. Long before modern science began to explore the unseen laws that govern our world, ancient civilizations recognized these sacred shapes, symbols, and proportions as the key to understanding not just the physical world, but the very essence of life itself. For millennia, knowledge of these geometric principles has been veiled in secrecy, passed down through cryptic texts, forgotten teachings, and hidden rituals. Today, this knowledge is emerging once again, offering us a glimpse into the profound wisdom that connects all things. But why has sacred geometry been hidden from the masses for so long? Why were these ancient symbols kept out of reach? And how can we, in this modern age, begin to unravel the mysteries that lie encoded in the lines and circles around us? In this video, we will embark on a journey through time, unveiling the sacred patterns that shape our reality. We will explore their origins, their philosophical significance, and how they can be used to unlock a higher state of consciousness. Along the way, we will challenge what you think you know about the universe and the profound, hidden connections that bind us all. But be warned, the truths we are about to reveal are not for the faint of heart. They are truths that challenge conventional thinking, urging you to see the world not just with your eyes, but with the deeper, hidden sight of the soul. Prepare yourself. What you are about to discover could change everything you thought you knew about reality itself. The story of sacred geometry begins long before the first civilizations took form, stretching back to a time when humanity first gazed up at the stars and pondered the origins of existence. Ancient cultures across the globe, whether in Egypt, Mesopotamia, India, or Greece, recognized the inherent order in nature. But it was in these very patterns that they discovered something far beyond mere mathematical calculations. They uncovered a deeper spiritual and philosophical truth that tied the material world to the unseen realms. One of the earliest and most powerful expressions of sacred geometry is found in the Great Pyramid of Giza, which, even today, leaves us in awe of its precision and alignment. The ancient Egyptians, deeply connected to the spiritual realm, understood that the pyramid's proportions held more than just practical or architectural significance. They embodied the sacred geometry of the cosmos. According to scholars, the pyramid was built to align with the stars, representing the soul's journey to the afterlife. The golden ratio, found in the pyramid's dimensions, mirrored the proportions seen in the natural world and even the spiraling galaxies of the cosmos. In this geometry, the Egyptians encoded a pathway to higher wisdom and enlightenment. But it was not only in Egypt that sacred geometry flourished. In ancient Greece, the philosopher and mathematician Pythagoras, who is often regarded as the father of mathematics, found deep spiritual meaning in numbers and geometric shapes. For Pythagoras, numbers were not just abstract symbols, they were the language of the universe. He believed that all things, from the rhythm of music to the structure of the cosmos, were governed by geometric principles. The famous Pythagorean theorem, which states that the square of the hypotenuse of a right triangle is equal to the sum of the squares of the other two sides, was not just a mathematical discovery. It was an insight into the harmonic, interconnected nature of reality itself. In the Indian tradition, sacred geometry played an equally profound role. The ancient Vedic texts speak of the Sri Yantra, a geometric diagram of interlocking triangles representing the union of the divine masculine and feminine energies. This diagram, said to be the most powerful of all geometric symbols, embodies the flow of energy and consciousness through the universe, illustrating the balance between the material and spiritual worlds. For the sages of India, the very act of meditating upon the Sri Yantra was a way to align oneself with the cosmic order and awaken to a higher state of consciousness. However, as time passed, the sacred knowledge of these geometric principles began to fade from the collective consciousness. With the rise of organized religions, the wisdom of sacred geometry was relegated to the realm of heresy and mysticism, hidden away from the eyes of the masses. As Western civilization advanced, the focus shifted away from spiritual knowledge to material pursuits, and the deeper, mystical significance of these shapes was lost to the annals of history. Yet, throughout history, there were always a few who sought to preserve this knowledge. The Rosicrucians, the Freemasons, and other secret societies knew well the power of sacred geometry, and they guarded its secrets fiercely. These societies understood that within the hidden patterns of the universe lay the key to enlightenment, to a deeper understanding of the self, and to unlocking the divine mysteries of existence. As we delve into the hidden truths of sacred geometry, we must first ask, why were these truths kept hidden for so long? Was it to protect the masses from knowledge they were not yet ready to comprehend? Or was it because those in power understood that the awakening of humanity to these ancient secrets would forever change the balance of the world? These questions are as old as the knowledge itself. But perhaps, just perhaps, the time has come to unlock these secrets once more. Now, we begin to unlock the sacred door, step by step, into the hidden world of sacred geometry. To understand its true nature, we must first recognize that geometry is not merely a mathematical tool. It is a sacred language that speaks directly to the soul. It is the blueprint of creation itself, woven into the very fabric of the universe. From the growth of plants to the structure of atoms, from the shape of galaxies to the contours of the human body, sacred patterns are the threads that bind all things together. But what exactly are these patterns? And how do they shape our reality? Let's start with one of the most profound and universally known symbols in sacred geometry, the flower of life. This pattern, composed of multiple overlapping circles arranged in a specific way, can be found in ancient temples, monuments, and even sacred sites around the world. The flower of life represents the cycle of creation, the unfolding of the universe from a single point of origin. When you look at the pattern, you begin to see how each circle contains the blueprint for the next, a continual unfolding of form and structure, just as life itself unfolds from the unseen realm into the material world. But what does this mean? To truly grasp its significance, imagine the moment of creation itself, the moment the universe came into being. This is often depicted as a singular point or seed, known as the seed of life in sacred geometry. This is the divine spark, the origin of everything, from which all things flow. When this seed expands outward, it creates a series of interconnected circles, each one representing a different phase of creation, a different aspect of existence. As the circles expand, they form the flower of life, a visual manifestation of the interconnection of all things. This simple yet profound pattern carries with it the essence of life itself. It is a reminder that every form in the universe, from the smallest particle to the grandest galaxy, is interconnected. The ancient Egyptians saw this pattern as the key to understanding the divine order of the universe. It was believed that by contemplating the flower of life, one could begin to access higher states of consciousness and gain insight into the workings of the cosmos. But sacred geometry does not stop at the flower of life. From this basic form, countless other geometric shapes can be derived, each one holding a specific significance, each one resonating with different aspects of the universe. One of the most important of these is the Platonic solids, a group of 5 perfectly symmetrical 3D shapes that have been revered since ancient times for their purity and their connection to the fundamental forces of the universe. The Platonic solids, the cube, tetrahedron, octahedron, dodecahedron, and icosahedron, are not just mathematical curiosities. In fact, these shapes were believed to represent the 5 classical elements: earth, fire, air, water, and ether. The cube, with its solid, grounded structure, represented the element of earth, the foundation of all matter. The tetrahedron, sharp and pointed, represented fire, the element of transformation and energy. The octahedron, with its symmetrical balance, symbolized air, the element of breath and movement. The dodecahedron, with its 12 faces, represented the ether, the unifying force that binds the other elements together. Finally, the icosahedron, with its fluid, ever-changing form, represented water, the element of flow and emotion. For the ancient Greeks, these 5 solids were seen as the fundamental building blocks of the universe. Plato himself wrote about them extensively, believing they were the keys to understanding the very nature of reality. But what is most fascinating about these shapes is not just their symmetry, but their ability to exist simultaneously in both the material and spiritual realms. They are the archetypes of creation, the templates through which the universe expresses itself. And yet, the greatest secret hidden within sacred geometry is not simply in the shapes themselves, but in the relationship between them. When you begin to understand how these shapes interact with one another, how they intertwine and harmonize, you begin to see the deeper structure of reality, one that is not separate from us, but is intricately connected to our very being. The ancient sages believed that through the study of these patterns, one could attune their consciousness to the divine order, aligning their inner world with the cosmic dance of creation. There is, however, a paradox within sacred geometry that remains elusive to many: the relationship between the finite and the infinite. The patterns we see, whether in the flower of life or the Platonic solids, are finite shapes. And yet, these finite forms represent the infinite nature of the universe, a universe that is constantly expanding, evolving, and creating. How can the finite hold the infinite within it? How can a single point contain the entire cosmos? The answer, my friends, lies in the power of the spiral. The spiral is the very essence of sacred geometry, the unfolding of creation itself. It begins from a single point and expands outward, ever growing, never ending. It is the movement of life itself. It is the spiral of a galaxy, the growth of a plant, the shape of a seashell, and even the coil of DNA. The spiral is the bridge between the finite and the infinite, a symbol of the eternal process of creation that knows no end. But before we can truly grasp the mysteries of sacred geometry, we must first contemplate the question that has echoed throughout the ages. What is the ultimate purpose of these patterns? Why were they hidden? And how do they serve us today? As we delve deeper into the labyrinth of sacred geometry, we begin to encounter the more profound and often perplexing layers of its mysteries. These patterns are not just beautiful or mathematically significant. They are, in fact, living energies that speak to the very essence of existence itself. Their purpose is far greater than we might initially perceive. They are not merely tools for understanding the material world. They are gateways to higher consciousness, to spiritual realms where the physical and metaphysical worlds converge. To truly grasp the depth of sacred geometry, we must understand that it is not a static set of shapes, but a dynamic, living process. Consider, for a moment, the concept of the golden ratio, also known as phi. This is one of the most important and mysterious numbers in sacred geometry, often found in the natural world and the structures of ancient architecture. It is a ratio that appears when you divide a line into 2 parts, such that the longer part divided by the shorter part is equal to the entire length divided by the longer part. This ratio, approximately 1.618, has been revered for centuries for its aesthetic and harmonious qualities. The golden ratio is not just a mathematical curiosity. It is the key to understanding the very fabric of creation. It can be seen in the spirals of galaxies, the growth patterns of plants, the design of flowers, and even in the human face and body. The ancient Greeks saw it as a divine proportion, a sacred number that connected all things to the harmony of the cosmos. Pythagoras, the great mathematician and philosopher, called it the divine proportion, and he believed it was the key to unlocking the secret of the universe. But the golden ratio is only one aspect of the deeper mysteries of sacred geometry. We also encounter the concept of the Metatron's cube, an incredibly powerful symbol that can be derived from the flower of life. It is said to contain all 5 of the Platonic solids within it, representing the entire structure of the universe in a single geometric form. This symbol, named after the archangel Metatron, is believed to hold the key to divine wisdom and cosmic balance. It is said that by meditating upon this cube, one can access higher states of consciousness and connect with the divine. There is a powerful, almost paradoxical nature to the knowledge contained within sacred geometry. The more we seek to understand its patterns, the more we realize that they are not meant to be understood in a purely intellectual way. They are, at their core, experiences of harmony, unity, and the interconnectedness of all things. These patterns do not merely describe the world, they invite us to become participants in the cosmic dance. Sacred geometry teaches us that we are not separate from the universe. We are the universe itself, unfolding in a myriad of forms. Now, let us address a key misconception that often arises in the study of sacred geometry. Many people approach these sacred patterns with a purely intellectual mindset, seeking to understand them only through the lens of mathematics or physics. While these fields offer valuable insights, sacred geometry is not simply a scientific discipline, it is a spiritual practice. It is about the experience of interconnectedness, the feeling of being in tune with the natural rhythms of life, and the ability to see the sacredness in all things. It is, in essence, a pathway to spiritual enlightenment. This brings us to the question of why such profound knowledge has been hidden from the masses for so long. Sacred geometry was never meant to be something that anyone could easily access. It was a closely guarded secret of the ancient mystery schools, kept only for those who were initiated into its deeper teachings. The reasons for this secrecy are not rooted in elitism or control, but in the understanding that such knowledge is powerful, too powerful, perhaps, for the unprepared mind. To truly understand sacred geometry is to confront the very nature of reality itself, and such a revelation can be overwhelming to those who are not ready. The secrecy of this knowledge is also tied to its potential for spiritual transformation. When approached with reverence and respect, sacred geometry has the power to shift our consciousness, to align us with the divine order of the universe. It is a tool for personal and collective awakening, a way to reconnect with the ancient wisdom that has been passed down through the ages. By contemplating these sacred shapes and patterns, we can begin to transcend the limitations of the physical world and access higher dimensions of being. One of the most profound aspects of sacred geometry is its ability to transcend time and space. As we study these ancient symbols, we realize that they are not merely relics of a bygone era. They are living, breathing energies that continue to shape our world today. The flower of life, the golden ratio, Metatron's cube, all of these symbols continue to influence the world around us, from the architecture of sacred temples to the designs of modern technology. The more we understand these patterns, the more we begin to recognize their presence in our daily lives, in the rhythms of nature, in the very structure of our bodies, and in the way we interact with the world. This brings us to a question that has lingered in the minds of spiritual seekers for millennia. How can we use this knowledge to elevate our consciousness, to awaken to the deeper truths of the universe? The answer, my friends, lies not in understanding these patterns intellectually, but in experiencing them, feeling them, embodying them, becoming one with the divine geometry that underlies all existence. Now that we have ventured through the mystical and philosophical realms of sacred geometry, it is time to bring these profound truths into our everyday lives. Knowledge is not truly powerful until it is applied, and sacred geometry is no different. These ancient symbols and patterns are not meant to be passive curiosities or intellectual puzzles. They are keys to transformation, tools that can help us reconnect with the divine, unlock our creative potential, and even heal the body and mind. But how do we begin to integrate this ancient wisdom into our modern existence? The journey is one of patience, reverence, and practice. Sacred geometry is not merely a theory, it is a way of living, of seeing the world through new eyes. Let us explore some powerful ways in which you can begin to incorporate these sacred patterns into your daily life, starting with the simplest yet most transformative: meditation. Meditation on sacred geometry, a path to higher consciousness. Meditation is perhaps the most accessible and effective way to connect with the energies of sacred geometry. By contemplating sacred symbols, you align your consciousness with their divine patterns. The flower of life, Metatron's cube, and the golden ratio are all perfect tools for such a practice. Step 1. Create a sacred space. Find a quiet, peaceful space where you will not be disturbed. This could be a corner of your home, a garden, or a place in nature. Ensure that the environment feels sacred to you. Light a candle, burn incense, or simply clear the space of distractions. Step 2. Focus on a sacred symbol. Choose a symbol from sacred geometry that resonates with you. It might be the flower of life, a pattern that represents the interconnectedness of all life, or Metatron's cube, a symbol believed to hold the secrets of creation itself. Gaze at the symbol, either in its physical form, such as a printed image or a crystal engraving, or imagine it vividly in your mind's eye. Step 3. Center your mind and body. Close your eyes and take several deep breaths, inhaling deeply through your nose and exhaling through your mouth. As you breathe, imagine yourself becoming one with the symbol you are meditating on. Feel the geometric pattern pulsating with life, drawing you into its energetic field. Allow any tension in your body to melt away, and let your mind become still. Step 4. Enter the flow. As you focus on the sacred symbol, begin to feel a shift in your consciousness. Your awareness will begin to expand, and you may experience a sense of unity with the universe. The more you practice this, the more you may notice synchronicities in your life, sudden insights, a deeper sense of peace, and a greater understanding of your place in the grand cosmic design. This type of meditation opens the door to a higher state of consciousness. You will find that sacred geometry is not just something you contemplate, it becomes something you feel, experience, and live. Manifestation and creativity through sacred geometry. Sacred geometry can also serve as a potent tool for manifestation. Many ancient traditions believed that our thoughts and intentions create reality. By aligning our minds with the harmonious patterns of sacred geometry, we can fine-tune the energy we send out into the universe, creating our reality with greater precision. Step 1. Visualize your intentions. Before beginning any creative or manifestation exercise, hold your intention firmly in your mind. What do you desire to manifest? Whether it is healing, abundance, or clarity, focus on it fully. Imagine this desire as a geometrical pattern, as if it were a part of the flower of life, unfolding and expanding within you. Step 2. Use sacred symbols to amplify your intentions. You can use sacred geometry to amplify the strength of your intentions. Visualize your desire within a Metatron's cube, or imagine the golden ratio guiding the flow of energy toward your manifestation. You could also draw these symbols on paper or place them in your environment, allowing their energies to infuse your surroundings. Step 3. Trust the process. Sacred geometry teaches us that everything unfolds in perfect harmony. Trust the divine order of the universe, and be patient. The act of focusing your intentions through sacred geometry aligns you with cosmic rhythms, helping to bring your desires into being. Let go of control, and allow the universe to work through the patterns you've invoked. Healing with sacred geometry. Sacred geometry has long been regarded as a powerful tool for healing, both physically and spiritually. The geometric patterns within the universe resonate with the human body, aligning its energy systems and restoring balance. One of the simplest and most effective ways to use sacred geometry for healing is through the practice of energy healing and chakra activation. Step 1. Use sacred symbols to activate the chakras. Each of the 7 primary chakras is connected to a particular geometric pattern. For example, The root chakra is often associated with a square, symbolizing stability and grounding, while the heart chakra is linked to the flower of life, symbolizing love and interconnectedness. To activate a chakra, sit quietly and visualize the appropriate symbol for that energy center. As you breathe deeply, imagine the symbol radiating light and energy into the chakra, healing and balancing it. Step 2. Heal physical ailments with sacred geometry. You can also use sacred geometry to assist with physical healing. For instance, placing a crystal or drawing a geometric pattern on your body can help direct energy toward areas of discomfort or illness. The sacred symbols act as amplifiers, intensifying the healing frequencies and helping to restore balance to the affected area. Creating sacred space with sacred geometry. Finally, sacred geometry can help us transform our living and working spaces into sacred environments that support our well-being and spiritual growth. One simple method is to incorporate geometric patterns into the design of your space. Consider using symbols like the flower of life or the Sri Yantra, a powerful geometric mandala associated with the goddess Tripura Sundari, in the layout of your home, the placement of furniture, or in artwork. Step 1. Align your space. Consider how the geometry of your space aligns with the natural world. Just as ancient temples were designed according to sacred proportions, so too can we arrange our environments to align with the harmonic frequencies of the universe. Place sacred geometric patterns or symbols where you spend the most time: your bedroom, your meditation space, or your work area. Step 2. Harmonize with nature. You can also integrate natural elements that reflect sacred geometry. Plants, stones, and crystals are all naturally occurring expressions of these patterns. By bringing these elements into your space, you invite harmony and balance into your life. As you begin to apply these ancient practices, you will undoubtedly experience a shift in your consciousness. Sacred geometry is more than just a tool. It is a gateway to a more harmonious, purposeful existence. When we open ourselves to the wisdom encoded in these patterns, we reconnect with the sacredness of life itself. And as we do so, we unlock the doors to higher realms of creativity, healing, and understanding. As we draw the curtain on this journey through the hidden truths of sacred geometry, we are left with more than just an understanding of geometric patterns. We've uncovered an ancient language, a language that speaks to the very fabric of the universe, woven into the intricate designs of nature, consciousness, and existence itself. Sacred geometry is not merely an intellectual pursuit. It is an invitation to reconnect with the divine harmony that underlies all creation. Throughout this exploration, we have touched on the history, philosophy, and application of sacred geometry. We've seen how ancient civilizations, from the Egyptians to the Greeks, revered these patterns as the blueprint of the cosmos, using them as tools of enlightenment, creativity, and healing. We've also revealed how these same symbols continue to hold profound significance in our modern world, offering us the potential to tap into deeper dimensions of reality. Yet, the true power of sacred geometry lies not in the intellectual knowledge we gain, but in the way we choose to live it. As you incorporate these patterns into your meditation, your manifestation practices, and your surroundings, you begin to align your own life with the cosmic rhythms they represent. You move from being a passive observer of the world to an active participant in the creation of reality itself. The universe is speaking to us through these sacred shapes, these ancient codes. They remind us that we are not separate from the cosmos. We are a living, breathing expression of it. The more we embrace this truth, the more we can transform our lives, heal our bodies, and elevate our consciousness. But the question remains: are you ready to see the world with new eyes? To recognize the sacred patterns in the simplest of moments and the most mundane of objects? Will you dare to live in alignment with the divine geometry that has been encoded into the very structure of the universe? The choice is yours. As you close your eyes tonight, perhaps you will see the flower of life in the shadows, or sense the subtle hum of Metatron's cube in the silence. Sacred geometry is not just a secret of the ancients. It is a living truth waiting to be experienced. It is an invitation to step beyond the veil, into a world where every shape, every line, every curve, is a reflection of something greater, something divine. If you've felt the pull of this ancient knowledge, the next step is yours. Continue to explore, to meditate, to align. The mysteries of sacred geometry are endless, and as you delve deeper into them, you will find that you are not just learning the patterns of the universe, you are becoming one with them. Thank you for joining me on this journey. If this video has sparked a deeper curiosity within you, please share your thoughts in the comments below. Let's continue to explore these hidden truths together, unraveling the mysteries of the cosmos, one sacred shape at a time. Until next time, stay aligned, stay curious, and keep seeking the sacred.